Hello, my name is Adrienne Lee from Adrienne Lee Joywork, and this is your Moonday Message for the week of June 22nd, 2020. We just had solstice. We just began a new moon cycle over the weekend, and here we are. We're still in eclipse season. It completes on July 4th, I believe. So we're still in this space where transformation is really possible really quickly. The energy is really supportive for making any shifts that we want to make in our personal lives. And that's on the microcosm, right? And then on the macrocosm, we have all of these changes being requested and asked for in the collective at large. So it's big time, big week. And the cards that came forward support this. The tarot called in the High Priest. And next year will be a High Priest year. We're moving in that direction. And the High Priest is all about taking up space with our voice, with our words, with our belief systems, and being really true to that, really walking our talk and sharing that with those around us. It's not about knowing what we know and being quiet. It's about knowing what we know and offering it to those around us, to the community, acting on what our truths are and what feels in alignment for us. It's a really big energy. It's a brave energy. It calls us forward to use the voice, to engage the throat chakra, and to make sure that we are really clear with what it is that we believe, that we do not remain in silence if someone or something around us is occurring that is not in alignment, that we no longer support. We're coming to a time and a place as a human collective where it's incredibly important for each one of us to show up with our unique signature, our unique frequency, and add it to the pot so that we are all heard and we can create a society that can hold all of us, that doesn't erase any of us. It's incredibly important that we show up. And on the flip side of this, the High Priest also respects everyone's sacred point of view and knows that unless we give each individual space to express that point of view, then we've stepped out of the role of High Priest and into the role of tyrant. Right? So the energy this week is not only to really come forward with our truth, but it is also very clearly inviting us to listen, to take in everything that is around us. It's a time and space where we're really being called in to be flexible in our thinking, particularly if we're working on dismantling ideals like privilege and white supremacy. It's important to soften the mind so that we can unpack and remove the veils that may be preventing us from understanding another person's point of view or another person's struggles, particularly if we're in a place where we do have privilege and we've never experienced such things. And I was called to pull sacred geometry for this week as well. And let's see if we can get that there. The geometry that came through is the heart Torus. And this is one of the first sacred geometry shapes that really spoke to me. It's a shape of receptivity. It really helps the mind to understand that we get what we give, that energy works in a flowing pattern. It is not something that can be hoarded or kept. We get more by giving more. We get more by softening and allowing things to move through, allowing ourselves to feel the feelings, even if they're uncomfortable. It feeds us in a really deep and wonderful way when we allow that experience, when we soften enough to allow the energy of our feelings to move through us. And if we engage in this high priest energy, if we step up and speak our truth, if we begin to call others forward, if we are called forward in deeper alignment, you can be sure that feelings are going to come up. And that's okay. It's messy. This is messy work that we're in right now. Transformation is not a clean or easy endeavor. And the Heart Torus teaches us that that's okay. It can look and feel like chaos, but there is an underlying pattern, an underlying rhythm. There is a dreamweave in which things are coming together in a very clear and, for lack of a better word, logical way. It's just not logic the way our brains know it. We have not yet even remotely begun to understand the depth and complexity of the patterns in Mother Nature on this wonderful planet that we live on. We think we're pretty smart, but we've not yet even begun to understand the patterns that are happening. And so in taking in great mystery in that way, in understanding and even reveling in the fact that we don't know, it can release us to have so much more spaciousness and freedom in our bodies and in our headspace, so that as these changes come forward, as our society shifts, as life as we knew it comes to a close, and life as it will be continues to unfold, we can relax into that a little bit. We can soften into it so that we can be present and do our part. Finn says hello. That is the message for this week. I hope it serves you well. I hope you have everything you need. I hope that you are walking your talk and showing up in the best ways that you can. Just keep speaking your truth. Thanks for sharing a few minutes of your week with me, and I will see you next week.